What's good? We about to tap into Donald Trump blows Dr. Phil's mind and her historic TV moment. I mean, we're gonna really see. We'll see. I mean, but y'all like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Let me know in the comments what y'all think. Let me know ideas, videos that I should do. Let's tap in.
Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Well, it seems like it's happening, folks. Exactly what I was talking about, exactly what we were hoping for. Simply for Donald Trump to put himself out there, presenting himself to the world honestly. That's what's needed. You know, everybody's got this idea of who Trump is in their mind, but you can't let other people define you. You know, kind of like what's happening with Joe Biden, for instance. He's been defined, he's been declared as a dementia patient, and now, of course, the only way for him to disprove that is to go out into the world and give inspiring speeches coherently, speak, do your job, give the people what they want, give them the goods. That's how I guess you would dispel the rumors. Well, of course, we know Joe Biden doesn't have the ability to do that, but Donald Trump certainly does. The media has slapped so many labels on him. They've attempted to define him. He's this, he's that. You know, a lot of sticky labels thrown over the years, but nothing really sticking permanently. No permanent damage. It's all just surface level wear and tear. A couple of good events, sitting down in a long-form interview, a conversational platform, a podcast, whatever it is, a couple of those, nothing a media tour can't dispel. I've been calling it the humanization of Donald Trump. Well, it continues. Election season started. The new strategy is show up everywhere and simply have an honest conversation. And boy, is it working. Let me show you guys exactly what's going on. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, so I told you this stuff was good. Donald Trump makes a visit on Dr. Phil's show, a presidential special, and we were blessed with moments like these.
So watching your interview today, I think it actually gave me an interpretation that I've never had of him before, and us not seeing him more, it actually kind of hurts people on judging him. I guess if that's what the media wants to do, then they're doing a very good job at it.
Yeah, you bet. All right.
Audience members shocked after watching the interview, saying publicly that it totally changed their perception on who Trump is. And of course, it's no wonder. And this is why this...
Yeah, I mean, they're going to paint a certain narrative and make him like a crook, all that type of stuff. But, you know what I mean, they make up false allegations in court because you don't want the man to get reelected. You know what I mean? But Biden, it look like Biden barely can stand up. He not even really doing that in office. Come on now. You know what I mean? It's not, if it quack like a duck, it act like a duck, it's a duck. I mean, come on now. You know what I mean? You gotta use sense. You know what I mean? You can't BS it. Come on, man. Trump, they making false allegations. You know what I mean? You gotta see through, read between the lines. You know what I mean? If you're not slow, like this person that's unknown.
Stuff is so important. This is why the media hates this so much. It's why they lash out when people give Trump this kind of platform.
But I think, and that means, it's going to be a challenge for those who are doing the debate in June. I mean, I think it's journalistic malpractice to do a live interview with President Trump on television.
George Stephanopoulos claims that it's journalistic malpractice to do a live interview with President Trump. You mean giving him an honest platform where he can speak and connect with the audience and be authentic, maybe at times slightly vulnerable? Yeah, that's journalistic malpractice. From his view, Donald Trump should only ever be represented through them as a proxy. Yeah, let us tell you the story. Don't do your own research, of course, like Brian Stelter warned you against. Just tune into George Stephanopoulos' show because he's doing real journalism where he could trash on Trump, only show you the fake conspiracies and the fake news nonsense. What Dr. Phil's doing, yeah, that's journalistic malpractice. What an absolute farce. What they're scared of is this.
When I mention the name Hillary in the previous to the last election, they said, lock her up, lock her up, lock her up. How would it look if I took a president of the United States wife and threw her into a prison. I hated it because I wanted to bring the country together, and I largely did. And I brought it together through success because it was the most successful economy in the history of our country. Okay. Now, the difference is they're trying to do it to me. And maybe you could feel differently about it, but I don't feel differently. Conservative, liberal, I don't care. It's
It look like they're trying to blackmail him, man. They're trying to blackmail that man. They don't want that man back in office, you know what I mean? Because if he get back in office, you know what I mean, I feel like, see, things are going to look different, you know what I mean? They don't want things to look different. They want it so controlled, and Biden is the savior or something like that. He's not even doing nothing. Come on, man. He's not even doing nothing. He can't even barely stand up. You can, you know what I mean? He look too old to keep being in the office. Biden, come on, man. He look washed up. He ain't making no noise in no office. Come on now.
common sense. We need borders. We need low taxes. We need good education. We need a strong military. I rebuilt the entire military. The entire military was rebuilt. I built a wall that was so great, and I got Mexico to give us 28,000 soldiers while I was building the wall to keep people out. We didn't have what you have today. In 2016, I got elected maybe because of the border. But that border was a fraction. That was nothing compared to what the border is today. And I fixed it. And you know, in 2020, when I ran, I couldn't even talk about it. Nobody wanted to hear about the border because I fixed it. I'll fix it again. But the border today is many, many times worse than it was in 2016. When you look at our job numbers, I rebuilt the military, largest tax cuts ever. Largest tax cuts, bigger than the Reagan tax cuts.
But higher
largest
revenue.
regulation cuts ever.
I'm staying with my why question because look at this. Everybody calls it inflation, but affordability. When we talk about gasoline under your administration, average $2.57 a gallon. Under Biden, $3.61, 40% more.
Gas under Trump was $2.57. Biden $3.61. That's what I'm saying. Like, the money's going up more when Biden's in office. Like when it was Trump. Like even the homes is going up more with Biden. Interest rates is going more up with Biden. Like like the inflation, everything is going up because of Biden. Like he's making it worse when he's in office. You know what I mean? At least it was like down a little bit more when it was Trump. Like, come on, man. You know what I mean? You can't see between the lines. Like, it's right there in front of you. You feel what I'm saying? Come on, man. Nobody wants to see no Biden, man.
Under your administration, homes average $320,000. Under the Biden administration, 31% more, $420,000. Under your administration, interest rates 3.8 average. Under the Biden administration, 39% more at 5.3%. Okay, now let's look at the border. Under you, average 1.7 million border crossings. Their official number is 6.4. That's from Homeland Security. It's actually about 13 million because I know I've been to the border. I've talked to the border guards down there, Brandon Judd. I've talked to Jason Jones. I've talked to the people that actually know the numbers. They say it's between 10 and 13 million. So my point is when you look at the actual numbers, plus the things you just talked about, lower taxes, higher tax revenue, you look at that and you would say, my God, he should be running unopposed. I mean, why?
A great show, a great conversation, but most importantly, great insight into a man running for president. That's what this is. We want to hear the ideas. We want to see the guy, where he's at mentally, where he's at emotionally. What's the message that he's sending? What's he focused on in terms of policy, in terms of what he thinks the country's priorities are? That's what people are looking for. And that's exactly what they got there. A good conversation that spanned over a long period of time that went into detail on all kinds of different topics. What I showed you was the little layer of oil above the hot broth. That's what they don't want you to see. That's the stuff they're scared of. They don't want people to know that there's a whole deep well full of this stuff. That Trump is actually not a bad guy. And that a lot of the things that he says, well,
I mean, if you really look into it, I mean, he's really ain't a bad guy, but they trying to like really blackmail the man, like blackball him not to be back in office. That's really what they trying to do. You know what I mean? Because even with Biden, I'm like, bro, like everything was going up. Even when you had Biden in office, like who the hell wants him in office? He's not even. Everything's going up. The prices is going up. You know what I mean? Come on, man. You know what I mean? Nah, like if you really look at it, Trump is not really the bad guy in this situation. You know what I mean? But they don't want to see the man in office if you really think about it.
They actually make sense. They don't want you to know the truth. That's why they never show you stuff like this.
When I told Donald Trump about my wife, that she had cancer, he's called my wife not once, 7 times. You didn't have to do that. So all the media up there, they badmouth me every day. I love the media that badmouths me. My polls keep going up, so keep badmouthing. You're doing him a favor, too. Keep badmouthing.
No, they'll tell you Donald Trump's an evil, selfish man who only thinks about himself. And they want so badly to preserve that narrative that they're willing to say that basic journalism, open conversation with people that they dislike is, quote, journalistic malpractice. They're also totally willing to censor their political opponents using social media companies as another proxy of power. Surprise, surprise. Really no surprise to anyone. Dr. Phil's interview with Donald Trump, his presidential special, ran into some issues on a certain social media platform.
I'll tell you what, we put up promos on the social media platforms about the interview for people to watch, submitted a promo to TikTok. They said, well, we need to review this to see if it's consistent with community standards. It was just the promo here. I mean, it wasn't saying let's go stomp baby kittens to death or anything. Usually the review is like 10 seconds because they run through like an algorithm or something. And an hour later, the message came back rejected. They would not put it up. And which is really disturbing to me because it was just a news promo. It was just a news promo, but they wouldn't put it up because it had Trump in it. They didn't even know if it was pro or con. It had Trump in it. They wouldn't put it up. That's concerning to me.
They pulled his ads off the TikTok platform. How utterly insane is that? I mean, the agenda's on...
Yeah, man, they don't want the man. They don't really like the man. You know what I mean? He got a bad end of the stick. You know what I mean? Like, they really blackballing that man for real. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man, read between the lines, man. You know what I mean? If you ain't on that white stuff, you don't got the white stuff in your nose. I mean, you could clearly see it. You know what I mean? I mean, it's like poison is in the cake. You feel what I'm saying?
Full display. They don't want you to see Donald Trump in his authentic form. They want to be able to tell the story. They don't want you to be able to perceive the story that plays out in front of you. They want to skew the public's perception. They want to control the image, control the narrative, and most importantly, control those in power. They're trying so badly to destroy him and most importantly, to deperson and dehumanize him. They want to remove him from the process, exile him from society. They want you to view him as a vile, evil, not human, an alien entity that white blood cells must attack. That's what they want you to think. They want to completely annihilate him, but instead people are warming up to him, and he's getting a fair shot. And instead of bankrupting him, instead of destroying his campaign and destroying his business in New York, I mean, he's raking in like never before.
And by the way, right after the announcement of this, more campaign funds were given to this campaign than any campaign they think in history. Almost $400 million.
$400 million in a single week fundraising. The guy's breaking records. He's connecting with voters. He's pulling in money out the frickin' wazoo. We're seeing something here. I just don't want to define it until every chapter of the historic tale has been written to completion. Next chapter, November 2024.
Yeah, man. That whole situation is just crazy, man. They don't want to see the man, and you know what I mean? Because they're really trying to blackmail the man. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, everything he was saying in this video was facts. But like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Let me know in the